But I feel like this gun, it go both ways.
Stop!
Whoa. Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy RGG, a regular gun guy. If this is your first time on my channel, please smash that sub button. And if you're returning to the channel, I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. I would definitely encourage anybody who's visiting the channel now to do me a favor and follow my backup channel. So I'll leave a link to that channel down below here. We back with a good video today. I've talked about this one for a while. I don't want to call it, well, I guess it is kind of a versus in a way, where we're going to talk about the CANIK Rival S and the Walther PDP steel frame. Now, mind you, this is not apples to apples because I'm not comparing it to the match, which is the 5-inch. The CANIK is a 5-inch gun, and the Walther PDP steel frame is a 4.5-inch gun, at least mine are. But what I wanted to do was kind of give you guys some of the differences and some of the similarities and what I think about them overall. I can't tell you which one to go get, you know, because that's up to you individually. You'd have to go and shoot them both. I would like to know, if you're somebody that owns one or the other or both, which one would you prefer? Or if you've been looking into them, kind of the object of the video is to find out which one you would be more interested in, right? Like, or what would you recommend? So let's get into this video, man, and have a little fun, and I will see y'all in a second. Okay, y'all. I'm hoping I got both of the firearms in frame. I got the Walther PDP steel frame right here and the CANIK Rival here. Now, as you can see, both of them have been equipped with lock grips. Big shout out to Lock Grips for getting these grips over to me. Lock Grips had the actual magwell for the CANIK, so to me, that made it stand out quite a bit. Let's just compare the slides right now. If you look at the CANIK slide, let me see, there we go. There's a lot more cuts on the CANIK slide. You got the window in the slide right there. They did do a lot of engraving. When I'm looking at the slides, the CANIK does look a lot fancier than, say, the PDP steel frame. So when you're looking at the PDP, it's got those aggressive Walther serrations, and that's about it. You know, it's got a little bit of engraving here and there. I actually prefer the sights on the Walther, believe it or not, even though I got optics on both of them. I mean, I prefer the more subtle look for what would be more my duty gun. So let me get this out the way first of all. Before this is like a spoiler alert. This gun, to me, the CANIK is much more for competition, right? I don't see this being a duty gun or anything of that nature. And this gun to me is more duty driven, but you can shoot competition with it. I mean, it's a steel frame, very accurate firearm. It was pretty apparent to me, both of these firearms, they got similarities, and enough similarities that when I wanted to get each one of them, I was trying to avoid getting the same style in each brand, right? What I mean by that is, when I went to go with the CANIK steel frame, I understood it only came in one length. So, and I also understand that this is primarily meant to be a competition gun. I'm not a competition shooter per se, so I didn't want to spend no super bag on a competition gun. I may just want to shoot steel challenge. I may just want to do a little bit of USPSA stuff. So I know I didn't want to go crazy on spending a big bag on the gun. I decided to go with the large window Bushnell RXM 300. Shout out to Optics Planet. And again, I feel like it's more meant for a competition. The Walther PDP steel frame, which I got a chance to shoot at SHOT Show, this firearm is empty as well, and fell in love with it. This gun just feels so amazing in the hand. I love my PDP polymer, and I shoot it so great. So I knew with a heavier frame, this would be even better. I would shoot it even better. I decided to go with the Trijicon RCR on here, which is more of a duty, hardcore, rugged optic, you know, like the RMR. So I'm treating this more as a duty firearm. Now, one of the big differences is you could shoot competition with this, zero problems. Could I use the CANIK as a duty gun? I'll leave that up to you guys to answer. I don't know, right? I don't know if I would use that as a defense gun, but I feel like this gun, it go both ways. well, one of the main things that people like to compare is the triggers. And I really want to show you something that I thought was quite surprising to me when I tried it in the privacy of my own crib. I wanted to compare the two triggers because I was watching the gentleman's video. I forget his name, man. I wish I could shout him out. But he was actually comparing steel frames, PDP steel frames to other PDP steel frames. But he talked about the trigger, like the Walther performance trigger versus the trigger that comes inside of this PDP steel frame. And he was saying how, in terms of performance, there's not that much of a difference, right? So I wanted to compare the CANIK trigger to the Walther trigger because to me it becomes subjective. I'm not a big time trigger snob, but I think these triggers are closer than people may think. The Walther trigger, right? Let's look at the take up. Take up to the wall right there. Okay. Let me see if I can bring the CANIK in here. I can actually bring them both in. And I'm going to try to do this at the same time. So 1, 2, 3. If you look at this, 1, 2, 3, the take up to the wall is like exactly the same. And it's smooth on both guns. Now, let's take a look at the break. Take up, wall, break. Clean break, right? Reset. Right there. CANIK, take up to the wall. There's the wall. Break. Clean break. Reset. Right there. Let's look at that Walther reset again. See where it says right there. Let's look at that CANIK reset again. You know? Right there. They are very, very comparable, right? I would even argue to say that the Walther's reset is probably a little faster than a quicker reset than the CANIK, but they so close it's negligible, right? The take up is almost identical. The triggers are very, very comparable. Now, what I don't know, and I didn't take time to look this up, I'm not sure if the Walther PDP steel frame, especially the 4.5, has the same trigger as the Walther polymer 4.5. I mean, PDP triggers are good triggers. I mean, if you're really a trigger guy, but I'm not sure if they're the same, but either or. I do know that these two steel frame triggers are so close, they practically even have to be two of the best out of the box. So before I start shooting, I want to show y'all the target I'm using, right? But I kind of like these because I'm going to use each side of the target as I'm shooting the guns so I can compare the groups, right? I'll use the right side CANIK, left side PDP or something like that. I'm going to shoot from about 10 yards and just run the gun a little bit, run different ammo through them. So first up is the CANIK steel frame. I'm going to use the right side of the target. Remember, this is the competition gun. In some cases, you may expect more accuracy, but we'll see. And then I'll go to the Walther. All right, let's go. Right side. Oh. All right. That was the CANIK. Let's run down and see where I hit. So here's my group on the CANIK. I'm just going to the right side of the target. That's the CANIK Rival S 5-inch. And now I'm finna shoot on this side with the PDP. I got the Walther PDP here with the Trigicon RCR on top, the Duty Optics. Shout out to Optics Planet. And I'm gonna go to the left side of the target with this one, okay? And see how my group looks, okay? Now, no excuses. The other one had a competition optic on it, large window, but I love this optic as well. Should make a difference. I'm hoping it don't. PDP, 4.5 steel frame, 10 yards or so, or maybe a little less. Okay. PDP steel frame, let's go down there and see where we hit. So as you can see, I shot the CANIK a little bit better. Both are decent groups. That was my CANIK group. That was my PDP group. This time, we're gonna do it one more time just so I can kind of be fair, get two groups out of each one. I'm gonna shoot the PDP first. I'm gonna go to the top, the PDP, to the steel frame and to the bottom with the Rival S. So here we go, PDP. Oh, a little herky jerky there. So not bad. Same thing with the CANIK, but I'm gonna go to the bottom. Let's go down and see what we got. The audio changes because I'm using my phone right now. So, top, PDP group. Bottom, CANIK. The CANIK groups are just tighter. That's the CANIK, PDP, PDP, CANIK. I want to do some double taps, you know, just to see which trigger I could shoot faster and keep on target, or which gun I could shoot faster but still maintain keeping it on target. All right, CANIK first. I just want to see how fast I can get the shots off. All right, go. All right. Okay. CANIK, let's do the same thing with the PDP. Some double taps. Okay. I got a little fat boss hog fingers, man. So my fingers ain't going all that fast anyway, but it felt pretty similar. So I can hear what y'all saying right now. You might say, well, man, you shooting the CANIK better. I am. I feel like I should. It's meant for that. It's meant to be, it should be a little bit more accurate. The half-inch longer barrel, I'm still, well, you see where I'm hitting with the PDP? If I was aiming at a target in a defensive situation, that is awesome. The gun is going to do what I need it to do. And if I was shooting competition and I'm able to be much more precise and a little bit tighter with the CANIK, that's the way it should be. It's not apples to apples. So now I'm going to do something just, I don't know. This is no scientific test or nothing like that. This is just me having some fun on the range. I'm going to put some of my Black Rambo stuff. I got like a few rounds of this Black Rambo hollow points in there. I'm going to put a few rounds of steel case and then just a few rounds of FMJ. Guns should run it fine. CANIKs are very reliable guns, and so are Walthers. They are way more similar than you would ever believe. So I know this, like this, some of y'all probably know and some of y'all don't, but I'm actually going to be using the PDP magazine with some mixed up ammo. I got like some steel case, FMJ, and some hollows, some Black Rambo hollow points in here, and I'm going to run the CANIK. Just run it, and then I'll do the same thing with the PDP. And just to show you guys that the magazines are interchangeable, all right, I think. Oh, interesting. I jerked the trigger there. Let's not talk about that part. But for some reason it locked open. I'm not sure why. That's the CANIK. I was shooting it great, but I'm not sure why that happened. Hold on. It just didn't feed that steel case round, but shot amazing, locked open that time, but it did have that one failure to feed the steel case round. Let's do the same thing with the PDP. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the PDP, and as I stated, I was using the CANIK magazine inside the, I'm sorry, we're going with the PDP now. I was using the PDP magazine inside the CANIK. Now I'm gonna use the actual CANIK mag inside the PDP. I got some FMJ, some of this Monarch steel case stuff, and then I got some of these Black Rambo hollows. We ended up having one failure to feed. That's the first time I've experienced anything like that with the CANIK steel frame. Very reliable. But here we go. CANIK mag inside the PDP. It feels pretty flush. I'm pretty confident that it fits. Let's see. See if we have an issue with this. Whoa, the magazine dropped out. That's interesting. I'm not sure what that was all about. Felt like it was seated in there pretty good. That could have been me. Rookie mistake. Let's get back to it. Let's see, it feels like it's in there now. All right, maybe that was a rookie mistake on my part. I don't know if it ran it. I don't know if you consider that a malfunction or not because the magazine fell out, and that could have been me, but it did run it. When it comes to things like recoil impulse, I think the guns are fairly, even when it comes to recoil impulse. You got two really beautiful firearms here. I mean, you're talking about a Walther PDP set off with the lock grips. I think this is pretty much my final configuration, more so of a defense gun for me. This will be something I'll be going to in competition. Two awesome firearms. To the people that might say the CANIK is better because you get more in the box, it doesn't cost as much as the Walther, it's a quality firearm, it may look better, you're wrong, respectfully. And for those who say, nope, Walther's a better brand, more proven, a better track record, the trigger is better, it's more reliable, I think you're wrong too, respectfully. For this comparison, this is not apples to apples in all fairness, right? So it wasn't really about trying to show you which one is better. I was just kind of showing you some of the differences and some of the similarities. They both, ambi guns, man, they both have all the bells and whistles. Some of the extra cuts in the slide and all of that, some people don't like that. Some people not into the super duper tactical look. Like me. I mean, I like it sometimes and sometimes I don't. So I understand that. Also, I think when you want to give some advantages, yes, value-wise, it's hard to argue. Any of the CANIKs, man, they come packaged up very well, but they invest a lot into the packaging. On the PDP, if you ever see these guns in person, right, side by side, I feel like it could just be me. Somebody let me know. I feel like the quality on the PDP seems to be a little better. Some people use the fit and finish term. I feel like the fit and finish on the PDP is a little bit better. As we saw today, running them, the CANIK did have one failure to feed, which I never have issues with my CANIKs for sure. It just didn't load the next round. That could have been a magazine. And I was using the Walther mag. And then when I put the CANIK mag inside the Walther, the magazine fell out, rookie mistake, when I took a shot. But it ran all the ammo with no problems. That being said, you have to go with what works for you. Me personally, I went with the 4.5 PDP because I like it. I love the polymer PDP. So now I really love having that steel frame. It's going to be one of my bedsides or, defense guns. The CANIK, as I get into my journey of competition, is definitely going to be top of my list. And yes, the PDP is one of my gripes. I feel like it's a little bit expensive. I wish it was a little closer in price to where the CANIK is, but unfortunately, it costs a little bit more. That could be because of brand recognition, where it's made, fit and finish, any of that, all of that, right? Whatever. But man, I just appreciate y'all watching. But I definitely love to hear from people, man. If you guys were considering one of these or you own one or both, just leave me something in the comments telling me your thought on the Rival S PDP steel frame, man. Till the next video,